And if you would like to watch the rest of Inside Pirates Baseball, that edition you were watching, Force of Will, that program will be re-airing in its entirety after post-game tonight and tomorrow as well in its entirety, starting at 7 o'clock. Take a look at the wind conditions and we check out the scoreboard. The Brewers lead 2-0 over the St. Louis Cardinals. That is important for the Chicago Cubs because right now, thanks to the Pirates win last night and the Brewers victory over the Cardinals, Milwaukee trailing by just a game and a half in the National League Central Division. Grab for starting lineup. Adam Frazier leads off. Then it's Starling Marte and Josh Bell. Francisco Cervelli is a career .400 hitter at Wrigley. Corey Dickerson will follow. Then Jose Osuna at third base. Pablo Reyes, Kevin Newman, Chris Archer. Really the only difference in that lineup you see is that in center field tonight, Starling Marte returns. The Pirates see a lefty for a second straight game for the Chicago Cubs series.
Mike Montgomery with a .375 ERA, 5-5 record, has never lost to the Pirates. 3-0 in his career with a .230 ERA.
Pirates see a left-hander for a third straight ball game, and the strike is called. Wade Miley started against them on Sunday afternoon. Adam Frazier was hitless in 5 at-bats last night, a rare 0-for. And right away, an appeal to last night's home plate umpire Alfonso Marquez. He says no swing. Frazier is still batting a strong .286. That'll be foul. Rizzo will pick it up and into the seats for a souvenir. We check out the home plate umpire tonight. It's D.J. Rayburn. Sam Holbrook is the crew chief. He's over at first. There he is. Jim Wolf at second and Marquez at third. Again, the Pirates 8-8 against the Cubs this year, and they've won 4 of the 7 played here at Wrigley Field.
There's the curveball from Montgomery. The fastball, 91, 92 for the most part. Throws a curveball, a slider, and a changeup that's been just about unhittable.
His catcher's Wilson Contreras. Checks. This time they get the call.
Ooh, that's not a good call.
You're looking out that way like you got to be kidding me.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't think that was much of an offer right there. No,
oh boy.
That's not. That is not a swing, and that's a different angle. I mean, that's
exactly.
That angle's from.
That makes it look actually like it was close to being a swing.
Yeah.
But keep in mind this Marquez is looking at it down the line. That angle's from the front end of the Cubs' third base dugout.
Man alive.
Starling Marte. And first pitch swinging. Daniel Murphy. Second out. Easy for Murphy. Check out the rest of the Honda defense. Anthony Rizzo is at first. Javi Baez, the shortstop. Chris Bryant at third. It's Kyle Schwarber, Jason Hayward, Ben Zobrist in the outfield left to right, and Wilson Contreras behind the plate. So many players, veterans, rookies alike, throughout baseball now have those cards, those scouting sheets that they rely upon. Murphy, yep, that was perfect because you told me to play Marte right there and I didn't have to move. Josh Bell, 1-0 count. Now 2-0 as he takes from Montgomery. 1 for 4 with a walk in last night's ball game. And driven toward right, toward the wall, Zobrist. And with some room, not much, but makes the catch. 1, 2, 3 go the Buccos. Cubs come to bat. Bottom of the first inning. Cubs will have Daniel Murphy coming to the plate. Face Chris Archer. Murphy acquired from the Washington Nationals. And the rest of Joe Madden's lineup. Ben Zobrist follows Anthony Rizzo, then Javi Baez. This year hitting .288 against Pirates pitching with 5 of his 34 home runs. He leads the league with 110 RBIs. Kyle Schwarber in left. Chris Bryant at third base. Jason Hayward in center. Wilson Contreras and Mike Montgomery.
Chris Archer coming off his best start as a Pirate, went 7 innings, only threw 93 pitches, struck out 8 in a 2-1 win over the Royals. Got his ERA to 4.49, looking for his 6th win of the year in his 27th start.
He's faced the Cubs a couple of times, but as a member of the Tampa Bay Rays. And a first pitch strike to Daniel Murphy. He went 1 for 4 last night. And the Pirates' victory over the Cubbies. 3 career starts for Archer against Chicago. 1-1, a 3 ERA against the Cubs. 2 starts last year against them. And up the middle, a base hit. It's a ground ball up the middle. You can always hit Daniel Murphy wherever he goes. Mets, Nats, and now the Cubs. Archer terribly disappointed when that ground ball went up the middle. He took off his glove and looked all around. Highly emotional pitcher who makes his 10th start as a Pirate. Chris Archer.
I would think nowadays a pitcher, when he gives up a ground ball, I assume they don't look around and see where their defense is playing, but not in this day and age. It has to be a surprise sometimes when balls are caught.
And in the air to center, Marte for the 2nd out.
And I would think sometimes it's, it's a surprise when it goes through.
Yeah.
Sometimes there's a man there, sometimes there isn't.
Yep. We check out the defense. Starling Marte is back in center, flanked by Corey Dickerson and Pablo Reyes. Jose Osuna, another start at third base. Across the diamond, Josh Bell left the middle. Kevin Newman, Adam Frazier, and Francisco Cervelli catches Archer. And Zobrist is retired quickly, and now Anthony Rizzo. Yep, Osuna made a couple of plays yesterday, trying to learn that position. Rizzo 1 for 3 last night. 96 runs batted in for this veteran first baseman. Trying to hit that 100 RBI mark again this season.
Like to see last night the Pirates trying to work Rizzo in. Tonight trying to go in there. And I don't know if it's Rizzo or if it was Jamison Tyone. There's times you can go in there on the plate and he's all over it. And there's other times that he can't get to it. Last night he couldn't get to it.
Chops this ball to the right side. Frazier spins, throws, gets 1, and they will not get 2. Just a chopper. Well done, Frazier to Newman. 2 outs.
The ball wasn't really hit hard enough for 2. Just about any time you have to see a second baseman catch a ball on that forehand side, it takes a little bit longer, but really not hit hard enough. Good to get the lead runner.
The rookie Kevin Newman getting the bulk of the work at shortstop this month of September. And now Javi Baez is going to get the majority of starts at shortstop for the Cubs with Addison Russell out with his personal issues. Baez 1 for 4 last night. Leading contender perhaps for the MVP of the National League. 34 homers, tied for 2nd in the senior circuit with Nolan Arenado and Bryce Harper. Matt Carpenter of the Cardinals with 36. 110 RBIs, leads the league. Slicing away and out of play. Last night, Jameson Taillon, another stellar performance. Let's take a look at that line. 21st straight start, allowing 3 earned runs or less.
And you know, he ran into a little bit of trouble. A couple of innings, there was some traffic on the bases, but what he's done all year long, able to pitch out of those jams and really makes it look easy for the most part.
14 wins for him. Matches Trevor Williams for the team lead in W's. For the first time the Pirates have had a pair of pitchers with 14 or more wins since that 1992 NL East championship team. Doug Drabick and Randy Tomlin. Trevor Williams will start the finale of this series Thursday night. 0-2 the count on Baez. He is hitting .288 this year against Pirates pitching. 5 homers, 11 runs batted in. Pirates have struck him out 15 times in his 59 at bats. Chris Archer, who will turn 30 years old tomorrow, making his 10th Pirate start.
Looked like a straight changeup to Baez. The impatient, free swinging Baez. Hoping to get a chase. Once you get 2 strikes on him, normally you can expand.
He does strike out still a bunch, 6th most in the league.
A late swing, which to me, with a guy like Baez, who's always up there trying to get the bat head out, and it seems like trying to hit it 450 feet with every swing. When he's swinging late, that means he's trying to see the ball a little bit longer. And maybe try to stay on the off-speed pitches to where he doesn't chase. He sees it longer.
Soft serving in toward right center and a base hit. This will put runners at first and third.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. He's obviously a very dangerous hitter, and he's done a lot of damage this year. But when he's able to lay off a change up down, and he's able to reach out and make contact with a slider that far off the plate, although if it's down, you probably get him. It's a little bit up, so he's able to reach it and just gets enough of it and strong enough to get it over Frazier's head. But I don't like the fact that he's on breaking balls off the plate away.
Yeah. Be doubly careful now. Baez. Schwarber now, also a dangerous hitter with 26 homers. Hitless in 3 trips last night. He's knocked in 60 on the year. Archer's allowed 8 home runs in his 9 Pirate starts. He gave up 11 with Tampa Bay in 17 starts.
I like Archer breaking out the changeup early. A pitch that he doesn't throw a bunch. On the year, just 8% of the pitches, so you figure maybe 8 a game if you're throwing 100. And he's already thrown, I think, 3. A couple of Baez and a good one there to Schwarber.
One ball, one strike. Archer was 3-5 with a 4.31 ERA with Tampa Bay. 1,161 career strikeouts since his first start 5 years ago. It's 5th in strikeouts among all major league pitchers in that time frame.
Another changeup. I'm told that his 6th changeup. He's only thrown 17 pitches.
So obviously by design, maybe change up a pattern for Chris Archer.
I mean, it's a weapon if you're able to command it, and you're able to keep it away, especially down and away to the left-handed batter. Five lefties in this starting lineup. 6 if you include the pitcher.
Had Schwarber aggressive on the 3-1.
Yeah, this time the slider. A different break. Breaking down and in to the left-handed batter. The changeup will fade away from the left-handed batter. Now with the count full, that gives Josh Bell the opportunity to cover more ground. He'll play behind Baez at first.
Did he go? Yes. Marquez, at least he's consistent. Just talked to Adam Frazier about that one. Nothing. To Rob as he looks for his 18th win to take over the National League lead. Here it's 0-0 onto the second. By the way, the Brewers have a 3-0 lead over the Cardinals in St. Louis in the fourth. Jesus Aguilar hit his 34th home run of the year. Ryan Braun hit his 17th. And now Francisco Cervelli leads things off. I understand there's more action going on in St. Louis. We'll get to that. Go back to the studios for a game break. Cervelli, Corey Dickerson, Jose Osuna against Mike Montgomery, who has been a mystery to the Pirates as a starter. Montgomery, 29 years old, from Mission Hills, California. A one-time first-round pick of the Royals 10 years ago. Out of I guess a baseball factory these days. You might have heard of Hart High School.
Oh, he's in
Newhall, California.
High, huh?
You ever heard of that school?
My goodness gracious, that's all I hear about.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Hart High School has produced a number of big leaguers over the years, including one in a broadcast booth here tonight. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And pulled foul past Joey Cora. Cervelli 2 for 3 with a home run last night. Yep, the man on your left, not on your right. Not the guy with the glasses. He didn't go to Newhall. At Hart High School in Newhall. The guy leaning back did.
They are proud.
Oh. He chants that fight song every time there's another Hart High School guy.
Yeah.
Go Hart, go, whatever the heck it is.
Oh, now they put
really clever.
And when they talk about the high school, they put
Hart High School
in front of it.
See how they are? They lean back.
Yep.
Act all cool. And Cervelli is the second strikeout for Montgomery. And let's go back to Rob King for another game break. Getting down to cases, Rob, the last few days of the regular season. And by the way, Yelich goes over the 100 RBI mark. What a race to that MVP title that's become between Yelich and Baez. Corey Dickerson hitting .296 with a dozen home runs this season. Was 0 for 3 with a walk last night. Lines this to right field and over the head of Zobrist. And because of that ivy, it doesn't bounce immediately back to Zobrist. That would have been interesting. Might have made it closer. But it turns out to be a real easy double for Corey Dickerson.
That crack of the bat, I tell you, we've heard more and more of it. When Dickerson makes contact, he has been hitting the ball hard. As hard as anybody here the last week or so.
He's hit safely now in 8 of his last 9 games against the Cubs. In his last 14 games hitting over .350. Jose Osuna, who was 2 for 4 and drove in a run last night. There's the crack. 106 miles an hour off the bat. A Dickerson double. That's his 8th double, by the way, in his last 17 games. 34 on the year, which leads the Pirates.
That's that good changeup. 119 is the batting average against this changeup. You know, he throws firm enough to make you gear up for the fastball, and that changeup looks just like the fastball. Just doesn't arrive as quickly, obviously.
3-1. The block by Contreras keeps Dickerson at second. Cub fans not happy seeing that 4 spot on the board. They play the Cardinals, do the Cubs this weekend. Well, Milwaukee hosts the Tigers. Full count on Osuna. Tonight's Barrel Automotive League leader stat, the teams that have gotten the most extra base hits from their outfielders, the Pirates with 200. The most. 201 now after the Dickerson double. And still 3-2 on Osuna. Pablo Reyes Hit his second Major League home run last night. Part of the extra base hits among outfielders. And Osuna, fine at bat, draws the walk.
Yeah, nice to see him getting some opportunities. We'll get a couple more, I would assume.
An early visit here from Jim Hickey.
Very early, and hard to figure.
What that's all about.
Yeah.
That is really weird. Strikeout to start the inning, double, and then a walk. And the pitching coach, after Montgomery retires the first 4 Pirates, Jim Hickey goes out.
I've always had the feeling, for whatever reason, that Montgomery, I don't know how much he's enjoyed his time here in
Seems
Chicago.
like he's kind of like a forgotten man, an odd man out. You know, hey, if we need you, we'll stick you in the rotation once in a while. Didn't make his first start, in fact, until May 28th against the Pirates. But yeah, I agree with you.
Does great as a starter. His ERA on the year in 17 starts, 3.35, has not pitched well out of the bullpen.
It's just like they don't really seem to believe in him.
Yeah.
From our vantage point. Now that may not be the case, but and Montgomery's never said anything, but it does seem that way. Of course, as John said, against the Pirates, his 4th career start, 3-0, 0.96 ERA as a starter against Pittsburgh. 2 of those starts this season. Chasing Dickerson back. Pablo Reyes. Little guy with a lot of punch. Home run last night. And drives one deep to left field. Going back toward the wall, and little Pablo has done it again. A 3-run homer for Pablo Reyes in a 3-0 lead.
He is some kind of fun to watch. My goodness gracious. He comes to play. He comes to play. He is not a very big guy, but he does swing the bat. He does let it go. And this isn't just like trying to lift the ball out of the ballpark. He pulls his hands in there very nicely. Look at the pitch, down and in. The hands come first. Pulls them in, and see the extension way out in front of that front foot. Is he making contact? But his hands stay inside and through it. I would almost guarantee that most hitters, and I'm guessing Montgomery would expect that ball to be ripped foul if you were going to hit it hard. But the hands just work so good.
Kevin Newman trying to beat out a hit, and he's going to get it. A bare hand try by Murphy, who won't win any gold gloves. He's an offensive-minded player, and Newman will take it. StatCast AI, powered by AWS.
And that goes to show you, he didn't get all of that ball, 97 miles per hour. But he got enough of it.
Wow, stunner against Montgomery. Jim Hickey had just barely gotten back to the dugout after the meeting, and bang. Some Pablo pop. Archer going to try and advance the runner. And there's an out there, and an out there, and a double play. Well done by the Cubs. And Javier Baez. 3-0 Pirates. He's homered back-to-back games, gives the Pirates a 3-0 lead in the second. And then when Chris Archer's trying to advance, Kevin Newman, who had singled, trying to get a bunt down. Watch Baez. Out. Bang. Double play.
Yeah, no force out there at second base. I think his foot came off the bag. That ball just in front of home plate. The throw off line, so Baez gets off the bag, tags Kevin Newman. A 360 and a bullet to Rizzo. Pretty phenomenal, that guy. His defense.
Anywhere he plays.
Yeah.
So Clint Hurdle said yesterday, asking him before the game about his favorite to win the MVP. Talked about Carpenter, talked about Yelich, but then mentioned that Baez, he just might be the best defender anywhere you put him. And I don't think the Pirates would argue that play. Shortstop Addison Russell on administrative leave after denying abuse allegations his ex-wife made in a blog post. He's in the middle of that administrative leave. And now Chris Bryant, who's in the hole now, 0-2, starting back-to-back games. 7 weeks missed earlier in the year with the left shoulder issue, and still not appearing to be close to 100%.
So nice to be on the mound with a lead. 3-run lead for Archer.
Bryant activated off the DL start of the month. Hitting .278 with 5 ribbies since his return. Well, 2 different stints with left shoulder inflammation. Chris Bryant, you saw the numbers, a dozen homers on the year, 49 RBIs. The MVP in the National League just 2 years ago, and the Rookie of the Year in 2015. And he's called out on strikes.
Boy, that's right down the middle. Can't pull the trigger. Locked up. Maybe sitting slider. Gets the fastball. And Chris Archer throws too hard to sit slider. I mean, you got to look fastball and try to adjust to the slider. You can't sit slider because you're not going to be able to adjust back to the fastball. You just don't have enough time to pull the trigger.
Second strikeout for Archer. Ended the first inning by getting Schwarber. Now Jason Hayward. Hayward singled in 4 trips to the plate last night.
Another changeup looked like from Archer.
And he falls behind 3-0 on Hayward. 47 innings with the Pirates. He's walked 13. Struck out 53. Last pitch called a ball, but could have been called a strike. There's one. I'm mentioning the strikeouts totals for Archer, and since he made his debut June 1st, 2013, 1,163. But he walks Hayward. cards of Contreras. Want to make your holiday card stand out this year? Then get your family photo taken in the clubhouse at PNC Park. Now accepting reservations for dates in November. Season ticket holder rates are also available. And for rates and dates, go to pirates.com/holiday photos. Snap throw to first, and it's dangerous. And Bell able to swipe it out of the dirt.
Yeah, nice little pick from Josh Bell over there. As Hayward had a slight little bluff towards second. See the crossover, and I think Cervelli saw that out of the corner of his eye and thought, give it a go.
He'll wind up at second after all.
And that ball obviously getting by Cervelli. Just didn't get the glove over in time. Tried to kind of backhand it instead of turning that glove palm up. Would have been a little easier to do, but easy to say when you're up here. He's down there setting up down and away, and the pitch is on the other side of him.
One ball, two strikes. Wild pitch moving Hayward into scoring position for Contreras. Wild pitch again continues a modern day record. Dubious mark for Pirates pitchers. That is their 93rd wild pitch, the most since the 1890 Pirates staff uncorked 115. I guess they were the Alleghenies back then. So Justin Message, who's the acting pitching coach, and the Pirates brass have to figure something out. That is just it. It's been so costly.
I mean,
all those wild pitches moving runners into scoring position just every night.
You know, everybody, we don't see the stolen base very often anymore, and it's because pitchers do a better job of holding runners and they're quicker to the plate, etc. But like these wild pitches, I mean, it's like a stolen base. I mean, that's more that they're giving them stolen bases. Ball,
huh?
Why?
What? What?
Ball. He's looking right over that part of the plate. Why is it a ball?
Wow. Cervelli's trying to stay composed.
Oh, we had a inconsistent strike zone last night with Marquez back there. It was a bigger strike zone. Doesn't matter.
He ends up getting the strikeout. 2 down.
And after I think Contreras realized he got an extra strike, so he was up there swinging, got a good slider from Archer, nowhere close. I'm sure you've looked at this. Did you see who has the fewest wild pitches in the National League?
I did last week. You want to tell us?
The Mets with 22.
I mean, compare that to the Pirates 93. Something is amiss. Pirates had 58 wild pitches all of last year.
And who knows how many runs that cost them. Obviously, there's been a number of wild pitches that not only moved one runner up, but they scored 3 the other day.
Yeah.
You know, guys moving up from first to second and third.
Mike Montgomery, the pitcher, has 3 hits and 32 at bats this year.
It's definitely cost some runs. Hopefully not here.
Well, maybe she'll, between innings, give that ball out as a souvenir. Maybe they wait till between innings, maybe not risk any injury. There's a ground ball to Frazier. And so Chris Archer works around the walk and the wild pitch, and that 3-0 lead stands.
Here at Wrigley, I'm Robbie, it's Mikowski, and Josh Harrison was our guest tonight on Twitter Tuesday, and one of the questions he was asked was, Josh, what's your favorite memory in the clubhouse or the dugout?
I want to say it was 2 years ago when we used to dance before the games. You know, it originally started with me and Kutch, and then, you know, slowly Jordy, Freeze, Sean Rodriguez, Garrett Cole. Like, it became like a cool thing the whole team started looking forward to doing. So for me, that was kind of a cool thing, you know, outside of being on the field, that for me was probably one of the greatest memories.
And here's some old school video of the boys dancing. They just made music with gum buckets, bats, the bench, everything. Shortly before first pitch, Greg and John, some pretty cool memories of Josh Harrison. There he is, entertaining the fans during his pregame stretch out in left field at home at PNC Park. A lot of good times this group of guys had together, certainly for sure.
Yeah, that was some just a few of the special moments for Josh Harrison, one of the more exciting players we have seen over many years of Pirates baseball. And we will stay optimistic and hope that he can't get a real good offer out there. Let's put it that way. Be nice for him, but it'd be nicer still if he came back.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how things shake out. Crazy free agent market last off season.
And he knows that Adam Frazier being talked about now as the starting second baseman. Frazier struck out in the first. With the way Pablo Reyes is hitting this month, it's hard not to think that he wouldn't have a leg up on others for a utility role at the very least.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it will be interesting to see. Obviously, the offseason, you don't know what additions or subtractions will come, what the situation will look like.
There's Murphy. It's Frazier.
Obviously an opening out there in right field to start the season 2019. And Reyes, man, can't take him out of the lineup right now. Fun to watch. Great plays out there. Some big swings.
Starling Marte routed out to Murphy, second baseman, his first time up. Marte left the game on Sunday with left calf tightness against the Brewers and did not play last night. He's still looking to get his 20th home run. You'd wonder if he had hit the 20 homers, if he'd be playing at this stage.
Yeah, it's good to see him back out there. You know, anytime you have any kind of calf issue, you think of a pull and you don't think you're going to be back in just a couple of days. You think it would take at least a week or so. Wasn't it Jordy?
Yeah.
Had a calf issue. It kept him out a couple of weeks.
Marte is 0 for 8 against Mike Montgomery past matchups until now, and rolls into left field, and an easy double for Marte. With one out, he's at second.
Yeah, I'm watching him run out of the box. Marte, as he's out in front, gets it in the line. Yeah, he wasn't going full speed, but he doesn't need to. Hits the ball down the line. That's an easy double. But didn't look like there was any kind of limp.
Double for Marte. 28 of those this season. Bell drove Ben Zobrist back to the wall in right field in the first. Switch hitter batting right-handed. Bell, 60 RBIs. Montgomery has allowed now 10 home runs this season. Murphy coming in, scoops, and gets Bell. Brings up Francisco Cervelli. We're talking about 2019 and the makeup of the club. Well, 2019 Pirates season tickets available now with full, half, and 20 game plans. You can pick the plan that fits your needs. Get year-long benefits like price discounts, flexible exchange policies, team store discounts, and more. Pirates.com/season tickets. Trevor Williams, Jacob Stallings chatting along the railing. Jordy Mercer stationed right behind Trevor Williams. Launch to left center field, and this will make it a 4-0 game as Cervelli clubs one into the gap. Marte trots in. Cervelli, who had a 2-run homer in the first inning last night, drives in his 56th run of the year. 4-zip Pittsburgh and a quiet Wrigley.
Yeah, he likes hitting here. Boy, that's his 10th RBI here at Wrigley this year. And he got a first pitch curveball for a strike, a second pitch curveball. Looked like he was sitting on it. Is able to keep the hands back long enough and hit that right on the button.
Marte, who doubled with 1 out, scores on the 2-out double by Francisco Cervelli. Dickerson doubled and was aboard when Reyes homered. The Pirates trying to play role of spoiler. Brewers leading the Cardinals 7-3 in the 5th inning.
There you go. And last night, first game of the series, the Cubs still looking like they're playing loose. You know, feeling like they're in cruise control as they head down the stretch. After tonight, just a handful of games, but if the scores hold as they are now, St. Louis coming back, cutting the lead in half, but down 6-3, a half a game.
Things are going to get a little tense around here.
Yeah, things will get a little tighter tomorrow.
I mean, can you imagine? They basically they've gotten so good, these Cubs. Finally won a World Series a couple years ago, that they almost feel like it's their right to host postseason play, divisional play, taking the National League Central and playing a series. But boy, everything could be turned on its ear if they end up having to play a wild card game, and maybe even on the road. So nothing determined yet, including in this one, though the Pirates lead at 4-0.
On AT&T Sportsnet is brought to you by the law firm of Bordas & Bordas. Bordas & Bordas, fighting for justice. Let's go Bucks!
Well, Francisco Cervelli doubles home a run. Pablo Reyes hit a 3-run homer in the second. Marte doubled in the top of this 3rd inning to score later on that Cervelli 2-base hit. Now Chris Archer back to the top of the order. Pablo Reyes, a 3-run bomb off Mike Montgomery in the second. There we go. Now, I don't know about the effort put into the sign, but what are you going to do? That's pretty funny. Walking around, they find an empty carton around here in Wrigley. Grab it. No need to go to the sign store. Daniel Murphy.
Hoping that wasn't a relative, like a niece. I don't know, sister Pat. I'm John. You know.
You have a sister Pat.
Yeah, Patty.
And you wouldn't know if that was a relative.
Oh, I didn't notice. I looked at the sign. Like, what if?
Well, we'll ask Pete Toma if you don't. There you go.
Nah.
Oh, that was quick.
Maybe not.
Okay. You thought that might have been a niece?
No, I was
Uncle John.
Aunt Patty, Uncle John. If there was a Mike or Jay or Lori.
You never know.
Yeah.
There's a strikeout for Archer, his 3rd. How about a Point Park Instagram from Chris Archer? Hermano Francisco enjoys coffee, wine, the beach. At times likes to use the bat as a musical instrument and gives the best hugs. Hashtag catcher appreciation. Amore. And this is popped up on the infield. Frazier. 2 outs. Easy for Frazier, and this is what Archer and the Pirates are looking for. They're looking for quick, efficient innings. We've talked about this before, though. Last couple starts, really, we've seen more and more of the Archer that was succeeding in Tampa Bay, where he finishes off batters, he finishes off innings. He got Rizzo to bounce to Frazier in the first. Gets way in on him.
Yeah, I was saying his first at bat. I mean, there are times where he's sitting there and he's right on the plate, and you throw it in there and he's able to somehow turn on it, keep it fair, drive balls down the line or out of the ballpark. Well, he hasn't been able to get it out there in this series, not yet. And so what ends up happening, if the timing's not right, you can't get that bat head out front to get to that fastball, you cheat. You start things early, and then you're more likely to chase that good slider out of the strike zone.
Francisco wants it up. Trying to get a chase. And it's hit the other way. And into the left field corner for a double.
That's something else. I mean, that's he's kind of getting beat, hitting a little bit deep. I don't know if he saw it right away. Just able to muscle it down the line.
.27 doubles for Rizzo. The batter now is Javier Baez, who singled to center field in the first. Basically a ground ball up the middle. And another pitch called a ball that's in the strike zone. Cervelli had to look like a reach across a little bit.
And this one you can understand a little bit more because he catches it outside his body, and a lot of times umpires won't give you that strike. The one we talked about in the second against Contreras, he caught in the middle of his body.
Javi Baez, 34 homers, 110 runs batted in. Also has 9 triples, second most in the league. Six RBIs ahead of Jesus Aguilar and Nolan Arenado. Baez is the third middle infielder in Cub history with 110 RBIs, and the first since Ernie Banks drove in 117 back in 1960. Rogers Hornsby the other. Great Cubs, including Fergie Jenkins and Ron Santo. And Baez down on strikes. Francisco Cervelli and his buddy Chris Archer
All-wheel drive RAV4th inning. Toyota, what drives you?
4-0. Buccos lead the Cubbies here at Wrigley. Jose Osuna will lead things off for the Pirates against Mike Montgomery. He gave up the home run to Pablo Reyes, and then a couple of doubles last inning. The Pirates finally getting to Montgomery. Told you the great numbers he's had against them. Osuna walked just ahead of the Reyes homer. Osuna, Reyes, Newman, 6, 7, 8 in the order. Pirates trying to get to their 80th win. They've taken 7 of their last 9, 8 of their last 11 ball games. '81 wins would get them over 500 because that Monday game we assumed would be, and then finally made it official today. That game has been canceled between the Marlins and the Pirates at PNC Park, a makeup game. Ground ball to the shortstop, Baez. And time now for Built for Baseball, brought to you by T-Mobile. Yesterday, Pablo Reyes homered off Brian Dunsing. This was in the 9th inning to give the Pirates a 5-1 lead, and here he is his next at bat. 2nd inning tonight, homers off Montgomery.
A couple of bullets. Thinking like Reyes and 40 at bats and 3 home runs, and I think of a guy like Jason Hayward who plays right field, has 7 on the year. Big, huge,
yes,
6'5", 240.
Yeah, go figure that. That's a great call. There's
the
Hayward,
size of him
in center field tonight.
Yeah.
And up the middle, and Pablo Reyes has another hit.
Having fun, I tell you. It sure was a thrill to get the news that he was getting called up, and then it was a thrill to get some playing time and get that first hit, the first home run. Now it's just a thrill to be out there every day and staying hot, feeling comfortable, confident. Just playing baseball like he always has.
He's already collected 15 hits and 41 major league at bats. And now Newman's going to try and sneak one out there, but there's Baez, and Baez gets him.
That's some kind of impressive. There's just so much arm in there. You don't think a guy like Newman who can run, is Clint Hurdle waiting to hear from Kevin Roach whether or not to review this, but anytime a shortstop's moving to his right and throwing on the run with momentum going towards the third base line, and you got a guy with speed like Newman, you think no chance. But there's so much arm there. Allegheny Health Network Supermo shows gets him by about a foot. Wow.
Just incredible abilities from that guy. Just everything he does.
And he can't win a Gold Glove, right?
Well, I mean, I don't know where he'd win it.
That's
to your point. Yeah. I wonder if someday they would create a kind of a special Gold Glove award for utility type guy.
For guys that move around.
ball, 1 strike. Well, Archer got a bunt down. It wasn't a good bunt, and thanks to Wilson Contreras and Javier Baez, it was turned into an inning-ending double play in the 2nd. Baez, easy, does it? The Pirates leave a man. They're up 4-0 in the 4th.
Twitter Tuesday, Josh Harrison was our guest, and he was asked, Josh, what are you going to miss the most in the Berg?
There's a lot of things, man. For one, it was close to home. My family was able to come see me, travel back and forth. The fans, man, from the minute I stepped up, they, kind of take a liking to me. So that's something Pittsburgh's always shown me love, my family love. So that and last goes without saying, it would definitely be my boys. It's what this game is about, relationships.
Greg and Rock, I'm going to put you guys somewhat on the spot real quick. Can you remember a guy similar to Josh Harrison, who was a fringe guy back in 2014, was not a lock to even make the big league roster coming out of spring training, and he ends up an all-star playing all over the diamond? If you remember a guy with a more meteoric rise becoming a fan favorite and all-star than Josh Harrison in recent years?
Yeah, I don't. That's a good call. 2-time all-star, and I think you're right. I don't know that the Pirates really expected all that much out of him.
When that trade was made, it
was Hart and Ascanio, and those were the 2 big guys. They were pitchers.
Yeah, it seemed like Harrison was a throw-in.
Yep.
All he has done is hit and play ball and bring excitement, energy. The only guy that I've compared him a bunch, I guess, is Freddie Sanchez. It'd be the only one really that seemed like it took forever for Freddie to get an opportunity to play every day. It took Josh Harrison a while. I'll never forget the year he was 2nd in the batting title. After the All-Star break, he was killing the ball.
Yes, I remember that.
After the All-Star break, the Rockies came to PNC Park.
Yep.
There were 3 lefties that went against the Pirates, and Harrison didn't start one of the 3 games. That drove me crazy.
Yep. There you go. I mean, talk about, to Robbie's point, no, obviously the Pirates didn't expect it out of him because they sat him after the All-Star break that year, and he was crushing it.
Boy. Archer throwing darts by Schwarber.
5 Ks.
That nasty slider just disappears. It looks like it's down the middle. Look at that confusion.
Yeah.
It's like, boy, that ball just disappeared. Thought I was right on it. And obviously he's done that to a lot of batters. One of the premier strikeout pitchers the last half dozen or so years.
The others since his debut, the only others that have more strikeouts: Max Scherzer, Chris Sale, Corey Kluber, and Clayton Kershaw. Those are elite pitchers, obviously, and now Chris Bryant. He swung at that pitch.
Which makes you wonder. That has to scare everybody. I mean, this is a guy that they're hoping to get hot for the postseason, and has spent a bunch of time on the disabled list, but still could be a guy that carries an offense, an MVP type player.
Well, you hate to think that Theo Epstein and the brass of the Chicago Cubs are watching and concerned, obviously, but
and anytime, I mean, it's not like you're giving with the pitch, you're going towards the pitch, the hands going towards the pitch. So it's not like, there's times you could try to get your hands out of the way, and so it would deflect. There wasn't much of a deflection. You're that bottom hand, and I guess fortunately for Brian, it was the bottom hand. It's not his throwing hand. So if nothing's broke, you would think he'd be able to continue, but you see that a lot. That whole Goldschmidt thing that we dealt with, was it last year or the year before? Similar. The hands were going towards the pitch, ended up breaking his hand.
I mean, Brian's staying in the game for now, but if you're a Cubs fan, you don't like the reaction he had. I mean, for a moment there, looked as though he was resigned to the fact that he's really hurt. We'll know a whole lot more when the Pirates come to bat and the Cubs take the field. As you said, he's missed a lot of time with the shoulder inflammation, left shoulder. Just only recently feeling well enough to start back-to-back games last night and tonight. Might be two. Frazier, Newman, high throw, Bell gets it, comes down on the bag.
Very nice.
Double play. Pirates lead 4-0. The Cubs and their fans to see Chris Bryant take the field here as we go to the 5th. Allegheny Health Network injury update. Shohei Ohtani is going to undergo Tommy John surgery as soon as the season ends. It was anticipated, and now the Angels announced that. So he won't be able to pitch next year. Hitting .280 with 21 homers in 109 games. Made 10 starts for the Angels. Chris Bryant, after being hit by the Archer pitch, back out there, and now it's Adam Frazier.
Every time you walk into the batter's box after something like that, it's in your mind. It's in the back of your head, whether or not they want to retaliate or not.
And therefore, if it's in the back of your head, I mean, what is your mindset for the first pitch or so then? I mean, are you like, you almost anticipate taking a pitch? There's a drive toward left center field. Adam Frazier hits it off the wall in left center field, and he races into second with a double.
Well, for Adam Frazier, he's not worried about a thing. He's up there swinging.
He just wants to hit.
Yeah. And it might last just one pitch. I mean, you're probably looking for a fastball middle or middle in or inner half, outer half, what your normal approach is, but it's still in the back of your mind. That doesn't mean you can't, you know, look for a pitch, recognize it, and pull the trigger. But after the first pitch, they throw it in there for a strike. You realize, well, back to your normal approach. And Adam Frazier's normal approach is to hit the ball hard somewhere and get an extra base.
And that night knocks Mike Montgomery out of the box, as the Pirates have collected 7 hits and lead 4-0.
By the authority of the Pittsburgh Pirates and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Pittsburgh Pirates.
4-0 Pirates lead the Cubs, and Steve Blass, I'm sure, is watching and shaking a little bit right now. He sees that man, Billy Williams. He talks fondly, of course, of the Hall of Famer, but he's talked about how Billy Williams owned him, just could not get him out. Not many pitchers could. Adam Frazier doubles, and Brandon Kinsler takes over.
4.66 ERA. Opponents hit a healthy 281 against them.
Ball one on Marte, doubled in the third. 4 doubles for the Pirates of their 7 hits. 5 extra base hits, including the Reyes homer. Now, as that pitch was about to be delivered, Anthony Rizzo was creeping in from first. Marte sometimes tries to bunt for a hit, but they have the intention of dropping a bunt down here.
No, you wouldn't expect a sacrifice, that's for sure, but the corners are taking away any thoughts of a bunt base hit.
Rizzo on that pitch was not on the grass as he was the first couple of pitches. And now he backs off. And a ripped line drive to Zobrist. Frazier going to tag and try and move up 90 feet, and he will.
It's a good read by Adam Frazier, and a good at bat from Marte, looking to hit the ball the other way. Hits it on the line right at Ben Zobrist. Frazier read it off the bat that the ball was going to stay in the air long enough to go back and tag. Certainly worth the risk. Zobrist not with the best outfield arm.
Infield in now with Bell at the plate. Marte lines out, but he gets Frazier to third and gives Bell a chance. Brewers have that 7-4 lead in the 6th in St. Louis. Colorado leads the Phillies 6-1, while the Dodgers up on the Diamondbacks 1-0. The West Division not decided, with Rockies down a game and a half to the Dodgers.
Pretty good success rate for Josh Bell with a runner on third, less than 2 outs. 63% of the time he delivers.
A lot of success early on in his career. Made his major league debut against these Cubs at PNC Park. This year, his batting average hovering around 200 against Cubs pitching. Brandon Kinsler was acquired from the Nationals. Full count. Kinsler was a 40th round pick of the San Diego Padres back in 2004. 40th.
Wow. Cervelli on deck. No guarantee that Bell gets a good pitch to hit here with full count. Bases open. In fact, yeah, you can see Contreras.
Yep.
Contreras is setting up off the plate and down. So they were clearly looking to get a chase from Josh Bell.
So a little bit of a roll of the dice here, because though they do set up for the double play, they face the guy who is hitting well over 400 against them. Lefty Randy Rosario in the bullpen, and a lefty hitting Corey Dickerson on deck. Cervelli has driven in 13 runs against the Cubs this year.
And if I'm not mistaken, 10 here at Wrigley.
It's quite a combination. Lethal. Cervelli against the Cubs and Cervelli against the Cubs at Wrigley. Produced the fourth run of the game for the Bucks, a 2-out double that brought in Marte in the third. Struck out his first time up against Mike Montgomery, who's responsible for Frazier at third base.
Shocked at that one, Cervelli, unable to pull the trigger, and it was a good one. Up, out over the plate.
Two and one now. Career high 56 ribbies for Francisco Cervelli.
Tell the wheels turning in his head. What am I going to see next?
Roller. Tough to double him up here, and they won't. And the Pirates get another run.
Came in, tied him up. You'll take it. Okay, anytime you get an RBI.
Heck yeah, 5-0 ball game.
Not the prettiest execution. A little jam shot dribbler. That's better than a smash rated Baez.
And with Cervelli having grounded out, Joe Madden says good job to Brandon Kinsler, and now brings on one of the 5 lefties he has available. It's September. Two outs here in the 5th. There's Ivan Nova. He will be on the mound tomorrow night. Nissan Road ahead. Coverage starts at 7:30. It's Nova against Jose Quintana, another lefty for the Cubbies, and then they'll throw Lester, another southpaw, against Trevor Williams, who makes his final start of the year on Thursday night. Again, coverage starts at 7:30. Randy Rosario.
4-0, 3.72 the ERA. Not a whole lot of strikeouts.
Faced Corey Dickerson last night, the only batter he faced, and he got him to line out to right field. .297 batting average. He would love to get it up to 300 by the end of the year.
I don't know if anybody could have predicted that, once the Pirates acquired Corey Dickerson, that he'd be in the top 10 in batting average pretty much the entire year. He fell out for a little while.
His first full year at Colorado with the Rockies hit .312. 24 homers, 76 RBIs. Did not play nearly as much the following season. Traded to Tampa Bay, hit .245 2 years ago with the Rays, at .282 last year. And there's a ground ball to Baez, deep short, strong throw in the dirt though, and so Rizzo has to come off the bag and guns it back to third. Bell gets back, and Dickerson has his second hit.
Yeah, so often we see Dickerson going the other way. Thought maybe it might slip through there, and that would have been able to score Bell if it gets out to Schwarber, but the backhand play by as an accurate throw may have retired Dickerson, but a little bit offline. Now another pitching change.
Yep.
Just the fifth.
Yep. September baseball. Joe Maddon's going to use all available pitchers, players. 5-0 Pirates. Batting in the fifth, Ed Sheeran will bring his North American Stadium tour to PNC Park this coming Saturday night. You'll hear him sing all of his hits at PNC Park. The Jim Beam Left Field Lounge open at 5 p.m. and reservations can be made in advance by calling 412-325-4480. And for more information, you can go to pirates.com/Sheeran. Jose Osuna will bat against the righty Dylan Maples, 26-year-old out of Sanford, North Carolina.
Just 5 innings, 5 walks, 8 strikeouts.
Appeared in a handful of games last year.
Hard, sharp slider first pitch had Osuna backing up.
Couple of hits last night, drove in a run. A walk just ahead of the Pablo Reyes home run in the second. In the inning, a double by Frazier off the wall in left center, then a line out to right, a walk by Bell. Cervelli grounded out to bring home the 5th run of the game. That run charged to Mike Montgomery, the starter, who gave up 5 runs in 4+. The Pirates finally able to get to him after his first 3 starts against them were excellent. And a called 3rd strike. Bucks get another lead by 5. In front of the Cubs at Wrigley, and as you enjoy a Miller Lite, look forward to the hold true moment later in tonight's game. Pablo Reyes, big 3-run homer. Francisco Cervelli, RBI double and a ground out. And now Chris Archer.
A long rest in between innings for Archer.
A 20-minute half inning. And it's not like the Pirates scored a bunch of runs. Only 6 men came to the plate.
4 different pitchers. The Barnes-like inning.
Yeah, Jacob Barnes of the Brewers. And they're not done yet with pitching changes. More to come. Alec Mills loosening underneath the seats, behind the wall.
The little dance club. Hopefully there will be
no dancing
of that tonight. It is pretty funny though.
I love it.
Do you imagine if the bullpen was out in the open and they would
Yeah,
do
they
that?
did that.
Everybody'd be up in arms. Ah, they're showing the other team up.
Yeah, yeah. What difference does it make, though?
They show it live.
Exactly. And Archer strikes out Wilson Contreras. It's number 6.
Just climbed the ladder, went upstairs.
Ian Happ will pinch hit. 7 Ks for Archer. Ian Happ. See the season numbers. Archer struck out 8 his last start. 1-1. In fact, he has struck out 8 batters in back-to-back starts.
The Cubs, they have some depth in the outfield, don't they?
Yeah, when Happ can't play.
Almora.
Yeah. This is Newman. And 2 outs.
Tell nice little communication there with Newman calling Frazier off as he was on that side of the infield. Much easier play for Newman with momentum going towards first base than for Adam Frazier, who would have had to backhand it. Would have to get rid of it much quicker.
Daniel Murphy started out Archer's night with a ground ball up the middle. A 33-year-old from Jacksonville, Florida, who was originally drafted by the Mets in 2006, signed as a free agent with the Nationals before the 2016 season. That was shortly after he did a number on these Cubs. He was the National League Championship Series MVP for the Mets in 2015 when he hit .529. He had 4 homers in the 4-game sweep.
Tell you what,
it was an amazing run.
Yeah, that's a great time to get hot.
Yeah.
And to have an incredible postseason. Yeah. Right before free agency.
And remember, he had homered in the National League Division Series against the Dodgers in the last 2 games of that series, games 4 and 5. So first player in history to homer in 6 consecutive postseason games. And a fly ball to shallow right center. Pablo Reyes. And Chris Archer, after that long 20-minute half inning, the bottom of the 5th, goes 1, 2, 3. And Pablo Reyes will be leading off for the Pirates against the new pitcher Alec Mills. And Reyes homered in the 2nd, a 3-run shot, singled in the 4th. An exciting player, and some tweets. The Renegades chime in, excited for the midterm elections. Can write in Pablo Reyes for everything. Brewers Farm, Brewer hero, Pablo Reyes. Andrew says, does anybody remember Pablo on Backyard Baseball? Secret, that was actually the Pirates' Pablo Reyes. And that's what, if you remember Pablo from that game, that's what he looked like. Ian sends it along, swinging the bat like another Pablo I know from backyard baseball. That's a good reference because he does play the game like he's out in the backyard. Alec Mills, pitcher number 5 for the Cubs. Now Ian Happ has taken over for Chris Bryant at third base.
Yeah, that could not be good news. Mills a 2.87 ERA in his 5 games. 15 2/3 innings.
And Pablo Reyes draws the walk. 4 pitches. Yeah, Chris Bryant stayed in the game, but we wondered his reaction right away. And then when they came out to check on him, almost like he was resigned to the fact that it was significant. He stayed in the game to run the bases and then played defense, but can no longer continue. Now Kevin Newman.
Able to pull the trigger. A couple good pitches to hit. Center cut fastball at 89.
Newman faced Mills last night, bounced out in the 8th inning. Now he's caught looking.
I mean, they were trying to waste a fastball off the plate there. It ended up catching the corner. But yeah, that could be one of those invisiballs Mills is throwing up there because yeah, Kevin Newman couldn't pull the trigger.
Strike, and as is often the case, the Cubs are very aggressive on bunts. Ian Happ was right approaching the dirt circle by the time that pitch got there. And of course Rizzo vacates that area earlier than any other first baseman in baseball. Doesn't seem to be as aggressive as he has been.
Yeah, it's a situation where you vacate too early. Reyes has enough speed to where he could just shuffle and go.
And bounced up the middle. Chris Archer singles, and Reyes, little hesitation around second. He's safe. It's first and third. Chris Archer's second hit since joining the Bucks.
How about that? And who knows what was going on, whether the bunt was taken off or if Chris Archer's just thought, hey, I can hit this guy. He's only throwing 89. And Murphy was leaning towards first base in case of the bunt, and he had to cover the bag. Gotta love the hustle of Reyes. Hayward with one of the better outfield arms. He had to go far enough to his left, though, to where Reyes thought, I'm quick enough. With one out, I got to go for it. So the Pirates once again setting up shop, but going to have to try to drive in the next run against yet another Cubs pitcher.
up the middle. And Pablo Reyes, who's on base for the 3rd time tonight, and who has been on base 5 straight plate appearances. Now at third against Jorge De La Rosa.
Still throwing the ball pretty good is De La Rosa. 3.54 ERA. 57th appearance.
Ball 1. Frazier's 3 at-bats against the starter Mike Montgomery and doubled off the wall to start the 5th inning, and that was it for the starter. As Joe Maddon goes match up, match up, match up. And now 2-0. And really it did not work out for Maddon and the Cubs last night when he tried this. Kind of backfired on him. We'll see if the Pirates can do it again tonight. Well, this is going to work for him beautifully. It's a pop up on the infield that will not get Reyes home. Up to Starling Marte. That's what's interesting about this, in my opinion. He ends up keeping De La Rosa in there against Marte, who, at least before this season, had crushed left-handed pitching.
Yeah.
Not so much this year. And Marte's a .308 career hitter against De La Rosa.
It's just so bizarre to see this matching up in the 5th inning. And it's not like, I mean, it would be different if it was, and again, he has a lot of pitchers to go to, but if it's a tight game or if they're up,
right,
and you need to go to the bullpen. But it's not a 1-run game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that's what's so strange about it. It's a 5-run game, and you're matching up like it's a 1-run game.
Right. He's out in front of Marte. 2 strikes. Contreras loves to throw behind runners. Faked like he was going to gun down toward third. Smothers that one. 3-2.
You got a couple chases down there around the back foot of Marte. Not that time.
He hasn't thrown him a strike at all. And though you wonder maybe that was partially the strategy with Josh Bell coming up. Bell will now bat right-handed instead of better power from the other side.
Yeah, real no surprise there. Free swinging Marte. Kind of did that in the top of the 5th inning when he brought in the righty to face Marte, and they pitched around Bell to face Cervelli.
Well, Bell could make this one a rout with a big swing. Ball one. De La Rosa still hasn't thrown a strike. A block by Contreras. Veteran Jorge De La Rosa, longtime Colorado Rocky. Last pitched on Sunday and retired all 4 batters he faced against the White Sox. He's got a 1.47 ERA as a Cub, signed on August the 10th. Still hasn't thrown a strike.
And he picked up a save not too long ago.
Yeah.
For these Cubs. But he tries to trick you. I mean, he does have a sneaky little fastball. You almost have to think he has to go to it here 2-0.
Wow.
And you know, Clint Hurdle loves to give the green light in these situations. 3-0. Josh Bell. Let it go.
Wow. Ball 4, forced into run. He hasn't thrown a strike. And the Pirates lead 6-0. So the strategy of matching up and bringing in all these pitchers has not worked out. Give Bell the ribby. Still in business with Cervelli.
I guess he's going to just leave De La Rosa out there now.
So Cervelli will come to the plate. Now De La Rosa, the only reason he had any strikes on his record was because Marte chased. But the point is that he has not thrown a strike yet. And he still hasn't, but gets a call.
Wow.
It's kind of hard to believe when a guy is all over the place and he gets that call. Cervelli might want to be playing the trumpet again here. See?
Right. That pitch borderline down and off the plate away.
6-0. Whoa.
You know, and if De La Rosa is one of those guys that wants to work around the zone and try to get chases and everything else, that's a nice little job there of picking that ball and keeping it close enough to where Archer can't come home. You know, Marte's the guy you want. You might get the chase out of the zone. Bell and Cervelli, not so much. These guys are pretty patient. You know, for the most part, they're going to make you throw it in the zone.
Ground ball to the shortstop. For the final out, Pirates pick up another and lead it 6-0 going to the bottom of the 6th inning.
Let's take another trip down memory lane back to 2009. Chris Archer and Josh Harrison. Jay, they were teammates in Single A for the Chicago Cubs, playing for the Peoria Chiefs. As we get a look at a very young Chris Archer. The two are not only teammates, they were roommates for that season. Chris Archer making his way up the Cubs system. Josh Harrison would be traded later that season to the Pittsburgh Pirates, and the rest they say is history. And look at the young Jay wearing #1, making the backhanded stop in the infield. Harrison told me that Chris Archer, he was living with his roommate when he first got there, Archer was, and he said, hey, he didn't really like the cleanliness of it, so Harrison called him and said, hey, come live with me. And that's exactly what they did for the remainder of that season until Josh Harrison was traded to the Pittsburgh Pirates. But talk about baseball, guys, being a small world. How about Chris Archer and Josh Harrison playing as teammates here at Wrigley for the first time? And, both their careers got started here in the Cubs organization many years ago.
It is kind of wild, isn't it? Archer, who pitched for Joe Madden in Tampa Bay, was drafted originally by the Cleveland Indians in the 5th round 2006 out of Clayton High School in Clayton, North Carolina, and started pitching for Tampa Bay in 2012. Ben Zobrist leads off. Strike one. And bounce to second. Frazier to Bell.
One thing, watching Chris Archer his last couple of starts, his command has been better. But I think he's also been trying to throw more strikes. I mean, he's been pitching. I mean, he does have 7 strikeouts tonight, but we're seeing him in the zone. We're seeing a lot of contact. Not a lot of deep counts. The same start, the same, only threw 93 pitches in 7 innings. And you watch Pirate pitchers. You look at Taillon, you look at Nova, you look at Trevor Williams, guys that are in the zone, getting ahead early, not looking for strikeouts, looking for contact. 15 to 21, 71% in there with the first pitch.
Rizzo doubled inside the third base bag with 2 outs in the 3rd inning against Archer. Archer's last start, a win against the Royals. 7 innings, 1 run, 6 hits. First start as a Pirate after he was acquired from Tampa Bay August the 3rd. He went just 4 1/3 against the Cardinals. His first start this season against Chicago. He falls behind now 3-1 on Rizzo.
We'll see if he comes right at him. Rare time he's behind in the count. Like it. Do it again. A little bit up in the zone. Gets the whiff.
It's his second walk. Lost Hayward in the second. He's hit a man, Chris Bryant, who left the game with a left wrist contusion, is what the Cubs are calling it. Javier Baez is 1 for 2. He's one of Archer's 7 strikeout victims. so sure about the call. Haven't seen many of those, have we, John? Those high breaking pitches for strike up in the zone?
No.
Tonight?
Yeah, that's
going to be a tough play. And Osuna gets him. At least that's the call for now from Sam Holbrook.
Yeah, no question. I mean, from here, it looked like he beat that. And from, I guess, everywhere in the stadium, because you heard the boos and all the fans reacting at once.
They are going to challenge it. Allegheny Health Network Supermo.
Well, the more you look at it, I mean,
well, the more you look at it, the more you wonder, is there overwhelming evidence that he's safe? I don't know.
And that's what's amazing when you watch these Supermos and everything else. Like, as Bell has to reach towards the foul line, like the difference it makes when you have an accurate throw, when you can stretch towards the fielder. You know, that extra 2 or 3 feet of catching that ball when the throw is on line, as opposed, you know, to the backhand or to the forehand when you're like kind of parallel with that foul line. That 2 feet on that accurate throw that's at the chest, you don't have to reach left or right for, makes all the difference in the world.
A nice effort by Jose Osuna. I mean, this goes back to that angle doesn't tell us, is the ball in the cylinder of the glove? Is it in the, I mean, he's safe. Nice effort by Osuna, who's making just his 6th major league start at third base.
Yeah, that toe is just barely on the bag before that ball's in the pocket of Josh Bell's glove. And again, you think about it, if that throw's at the chest and he's stretching towards third instead of stretching towards home, they may get the out.
Strike on Schwarber. Brewers have increased their lead to 9-4. Ryan Braun homered again. Braun's homered twice tonight, homered last night. Pablo Reyes playing deep. Schwarber struck out twice. 0-2 count.
I don't know if there's some complaining going on, taking some time getting back in the batter's box. 2 pretty good pitches there from Archer. Got him the last time up with that good slider. After 3 straight fastballs here, would expect him to go back to that slider. Oh, good take. That borderline pitch. And the way he took that, I think Cervelli's running out there to talk to Archer to change the signs up, because the way he took this, I'm thinking Cervelli They must have the signs. He didn't even flinch. I mean, that's a pretty good slider that's in the strike zone pretty much the entire flight. So I'm sure that the signs have been switched up a bit. Let's see if they go back to that slider. Nope.
Dovydas Neverauskas is up in the Pirates bullpen. I have to wonder how many pitchers are available these days for the Pirates. So Neverauskas is a relatively late inning option. Apparently one of the few available. And Chris Archer gets a huge strikeout.
And that wasn't his best slider. That was one that's up. But that slider is good enough to where we've seen it before. He gets chases. He gets swings and misses at the slider, even when he misses with his location, even when he leaves it up in the zone. Third strikeout of Kyle Schwarber. And that was a big one.
Third straight game that Archer's punched out 8, and now he faces pinch hitter Tommy La Stella with 2-1 and 2 outs. Baez second hit of the night, an infield single.
Another changeup, a first pitch changeup.
And a couple of strikes on him.
And you can see he's growing more and more confident with that pitch. The changeup. Pitches to waste.
La Stella, a pinch hitter last night, flied out. Chris Archer comes back. Bullseye. Back-to-back Ks, his 9th. 6-0, shutting down the Cubs. was on tonight.
Yes, he was. Bad night for Schwarber. Bad night for Bryant. Bad night for Contreras. There's a bad night for a lot of these Cubs batters. I mean, it was Taillon last night. It's Chris Archer tonight. You know, it mixed it all up. Was aggressive with the fastball. Finished with some sliders. Had some nice changeups to keep the boys, the Cubs, off balance. And looks like he's done. There's hugs. Pretty impressive. 6 innings, no runs. Just 4 hits and 9 punch-outs.
New high as a Pirate, those 9 strikeouts. Chris Archer. Looks like he's getting better and better in that Pirates black and gold now. UPMC scoreboard 6-0. He allows the 3 hits. And really not much hard contact at all against him tonight. In fact, the Daniel Murphy single in the first was just a ground ball. The Rizzo double in the third. He was jammed on it, fought it off down the left field line, and the infield hit by Baez. In the bottom of the 6th, Alan Webster.
Working his 2nd inning.
Dickerson with a couple of hits. That average up to 298. We keep an eye on that batting average. See if he can't get it to 300 by season's end. And this is Happ over at third. For the first out in the 7th. Chris Archer in line to get his 2nd career win against the Cubs, and this is his 4th career start versus Chicago.
Well, these starting pitchers are having some fun. They've been fun to watch.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what the Pirates decide to do, because Clint Hurdle, his pregame scrum was really hinting like not a done deal. That, for example, Jameson Taillon would make another start. The Pirates only listing Nick Kingham as a certainty to pitch on Friday in Cincinnati. Chris Archer would be in line to finish up the season Sunday. And Clint Hurdle said before the game that he is still scheduled to pitch. And the Jameson Taillon that they were still working through it. And now Osuna is hit on the 1-2 pitch.
Which makes you wonder, like, why Osuna? You had a chance at Frazier and Marte and Bell and Cervelli and Dickerson. If you were going to retaliate, and maybe you just missed. Hard to believe. But I just don't. Why would they wait this long?
Right?
Why would you wait this long? I mean, if you're going to send a message, don't make it look like an accident.
A 1-2 pitch. I mean, he is the Pirates' third baseman. If you're looking to
I
retaliate
guess
in
that's
that
the only
regard,
thing,
and it's the only thing that makes some sense. But like you said, well, that's way in there.
This would be the guy maybe you'd want to hit.
Yes.
He's been killing in the Cubs this series. And this makes you believe that maybe it was an accident. The youngster.
Pablo Reyes has been on base 5 straight times, going back to his last 2 at-bats last night, which included the home run. And tonight, home run, single, walk. She missed the Pablo Reyes home run with 2 on. The 2nd inning. It's his 3rd big league homer. Back-to-back nights for him.
And what's funny is you think of littler guys, and Reyes, I don't know, what do you think he weighs? 160 pounds?
Maybe. Yeah.
And you know, straightaway left is pretty deep here. They call it the friendly confines. The gaps are shallow as the walls come in. But straight down the line's pretty deep for a guy of his build to hit the ball and know it right off the bat. Not common for guys his size.
Newman had an infield hit in the 2nd. Brewers are leading 9-4, top of the 9th inning in St. Louis.
Yeah, this gets interesting.
Brewers could be a half game out.
Yeah.
In the National League Central after tonight. Meanwhile, the Rockies lead the Phillies 9-3 in the 7th. So the Rockies, if they win and the Cardinals lose, the Rockies would take over the 2nd wild card spot. The Dodgers leading 1-0 in Phoenix. A look at the current standings in the National League. The races in the wild card and National League Central, and in the National League West, the Dodgers a game and a half up on the Rockies.
Definitely be a handicap. Anytime you have to go into that wild card game, even if you get by it, typically you're going to lose your best pitcher.
Yeah, Pirates fans, Pirates know too well. They way prefer to win the division, go into a series. Having played 3 straight wild card games, winning the first and then dropping the next 2 to the Giants and Cubs. Two and 2, 2 outs. Pirates leading it here 6-0. And into center, Hayward a few steps back. Alan Webster puts up a 0. Chris Archer put up 6 zeros.
The game, Dovydas Neverauskas in the 7th and a 6-0 lead. Josh Harrison is our guest tonight on Twitter Tuesday here on AT&T Sportsnet. One of the questions he was asked was, Josh, what was your favorite moment playing for the Pirates?
For me, I would say winning the play, going to the playoffs, because, individual awards come, it's going to come. But the ultimate goal for most people is, win a World Series. So for me, getting the chance to actually pursue that in October, I would say is probably.
And who can forget those 3 playoff runs? You guys were talking about the wild card games last half inning in 13, 14, and 15. And Josh Harrison, obviously a memorable moment for him, but also many Bucks fans, Greg and Rock.
Yeah, neat stuff for sure. Josh Harrison, thrilling Pirate fans for years, and a really great guest to have on Twitter Tuesday. Dovydas Neverauskas, as Robbie just mentioned, on a relief, and as we speculated, with pitchers being shut down and with the status certainly of Edgar Santana, have to figure Santana's done for the season, and we did not get yet official word on that MRI that was supposed to take place yesterday on that right arm or elbow. So it's Neverauskas who's looking for a clean inning. It has been rough for him. This is his 22nd appearances with the 22nd appearance with the Pirates, and only 3 times this season has he pitched clean innings, spotless, no runs, no hits.
We've seen him going to the off-speed pitches more often, despite the good velocity.
This should be one. It is. MLB at Bat, your #1 Pirates app. Customize your experience to catch every moment this season. Get Pirates home screen icons and features such as the MLB.TV game of the day, pitch tracking, in-game highlights, live radio broadcasts, stats, news, and more. Download MLB at Bat today. Jason Hayward grounds out. Here's the catcher, Wilson Contreras. Christian, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I'm just saying, these guys, the Cubs, and despite the score being 6-0, they're still up there and taking their hacks. I mean, they look to hit the long ball.
Yep. Shallow center, Marte coming in, gets a nice jump, makes a nice catch. 2 down.
Yeah, that's a tough one there when the hitter takes a guy like Contreras too with pop, takes a full swing, hits a line drive even though it's a little bit off the end of the bat. As a center fielder, a lot of times you might take that half step back. If Marte would have taken the half step back, the ball would have landed safely, but recognized that it wasn't hit all that hard, broke in, makes the easy grab.
Now Ian Happ pinch hit in the 5th and grounded out and stayed in the game to play 3rd for Chris Bryant. Christian Yelich hit his 33rd home run of the year. The top of the 9th inning in St. Louis. It's now 12-4 Brewers.
Wow.
Oh, 0-2. That's a double switch, so the Pirates hoping to get maybe 2 innings out of Neverauskas as they have Colin Moran playing 3rd. Moran would be due, the pitcher spot would have been due up first in the 8th inning, so it'll be Moran. Usually when you double switch, you want the pitcher to throw more than an inning, otherwise you just pinch hit for him. Moran at 3rd. And Dovydas Neverauskas, for the 4th time this season as a Pirate, has a clean 1-2-3 inning.
AT&T Sportsnet is brought to you by Barrel Automotive. We'll beat anybody's price. Find out more at barrel.com. And by Allegheny Health Network, official medical provider of the Pittsburgh Pirates and fans like you. Let's go Bucks!
6-0 crowd announced of 33,443. But those that stuck around after the rain delay, and most of them didn't like what they saw here. Pirates about to go 9-8 in the season series against the Cubs, and really throwing a monkey wrench into their National League Central Division plans. Colin Moran takes ball one. First at bat for Moran. Came on in what was a double switch. Jose Osuna started at third. And as we said, figure that Clint Hurdle wants never asked us to go more than one inning. Javier Baez is over on the right-hand side. And shallow right in that shift. Diamondbacks have taken the lead over the Dodgers. Up. Now it's tied up at 2. That was short-lived. The lead for the D-backs came in the bottom of the 6th, and moments ago, next half inning, Dodgers get an RBI single from Kike Hernandez. 2-2 in the 7th. Game in Phoenix. Hit hard. Oh! Look at Javier Baez.
Wow.
He just continues to make remarkable plays anywhere you put him on the field. It is really hard not to think he's not the most valuable player.
Man, this ball was crushed, and he goes face first into the turf.
Jeez.
That is something else. It really is. That ball was hit over 106 miles per hour.
Boy, oh boy.
totally stretched out and a mouthful of grass.
And this time he's back at that position, and he throws it. Wouldn't you know it?
Yeah, too casual.
Yep.
Too loosey-goosey.
So Frazier's going to wind up at second, and a routine play. Baez feeling pretty good about himself after the great play.
That's why you can never take things for granted in this game. It's never that easy. It's not. I mean, he is one heck of an athlete, but you know that there are times where you see certain infielders or certain players that just want to be flashy or do things too casually, and then it comes back to bite you.
That's his 15th error. Isn't that incredible that right after that great play, we see the other side of a Javier Baez?
They quit chanting.
Yeah, the MVP chance gone. So that he makes that great play. It would have been just a single for Moran. And the next play, he cost them 2 bases, a 2-base error. Or a base hit by Marte can give the Pirates their 7th run. Marte on base a couple of times. Doubled off Mike Montgomery, who lasted just 4 innings, 5 runs, 7 hits. And a parade of relievers followed. Marte walked in the 6th. Against Jorge De La Rosa, who forced in a run when he walked Josh Bell with the bases loaded. So another pitcher getting ready, James Norwood. And Marte walks again.
And Joe Madden walks again.
Out to the mound to make. Now he's going to go. This is going to be a double switch this time. And the Cardinals have lost to the Brewers. So the Cubs going to be likely only a half game up in the Central Division. As Madden calls on yet another reliever. David Bodie goes over to third base. He needs that cheat sheet for his back pocket. Takes over this double switch. Here is James Norwood.
Just his 11th appearance, has only worked 9 1/3 innings. 4.82 ERA.
Josh Bell bounces one. Baez makes a fine play there to get it out. Force at second.
Yeah, that's a tough one there. That little tricky hop at the end. Caught a little bit in between. Goes down in the slide as he makes the pick. And he knew he had to get rid of it quickly with Marte running.
Baez has been involved in 3 plays in this 8th inning. 1 5-star play, a 2-base error, and a very much above average play on that ground ball by Bell. And now Cervelli, who was driven in a couple of runs. Cub fans, those that remain, and Cubs players see the final. Brewers blast the Cardinals 12-4.
It's pretty remarkable how this is ending up.
It is.
I mean, all four of the 5 playoff teams in the National League down to the last second.
Chris Archer blanking the Cubs through 6. Pirates scoring 6 runs. Trying to make it 2 straight here at Wrigley Field, and Dovidis Neverauskas looking to make it 2 scoreless innings. 22nd appearance of the year for the Pirates. Up and down between the big league club and AAA Indy. Murphy 1 for 3.
I wonder if that's a change-up at 93 miles per hour. It looked like it had any break to it. Threw 1 or 2 of those back in the 7th also. I'm thinking, boy, that's too hard to be a change-up.
Fastball at 98, fouled away off to the left, out of play by Daniel Murphy. One of 9 strikeouts for Archer. Kyle Hendricks will start for the Chicago Cubs against Ivan Nova. I'm sorry, Jose Quintana will pitch tomorrow night against Ivan Nova. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Pirates going to see 4 lefties in this series. And going back to that Wade Miley game for the Brewers on Sunday, 5 consecutive left-handers.
Well, that got way in there on Daniel Murphy. I guess it didn't break the bat. Hard to believe. That pitch looked like it was about a foot off the plate inside. Way in there. Alligator arm swing from Murphy.
Tapped, stays fair, and that is 1 out. That's 4 up, 4 down for Neverauskas. Big man throws hard, as Robbie mentioned. First born and raised player from Lithuania in Major League Baseball history. Ben Zobrist hitless in 3 trips. Entered the game 4th in the league in hitting. Neverauskas made his major league debut against these Cubs April 24th last year. Pirates signed him as a non-drafted free agent in July of 2009. Comes from a family of athletes. His mom was a pro basketball player in Lithuania. His dad, one of the pioneers of baseball in the sport in the early days in Lithuania in the late 80s. Put together first baseball club in the history of Lithuania. His dad did.
And wouldn't that be something if all of a sudden, you know, because of Neverauskas and his dad, that baseball becomes a popular sport.
Yeah. That would be something.
Takes off.
And a base hit, just sneaking by Frazier. A ground single. First hit for Zobrist.
Hey, he just rolls over. I mean, good job by Neverauskas. Just wasn't anybody there.
It was just the 5th hit for the Cubs. They scored 1 run last night against the Pirates, thanks to pitcher Cole Hamels hitting a home run. The only run off Tyone.
Think of the hits they had tonight, too.
Yeah.
Murphy had like a seeing eye bouncer up the middle. Baez off the end of the bat, little flare in the right center. Rizzo, an 0-2 fastball, tied him up. He just fisted it down the left field line. Baez, roll over, tapper to third off the end of the bat, infield base hit. Then that little seeing eye single. Whoa. Again, Cubs hitters. They look to do damage. Big cut, that pitch way up and in. I mean, that ball's literally inches from that left shoulder of Rizzo when he's swinging at that thing. Another big hitter, big swinger awaits.
Still 1-2. Rizzo. That opposite field double John mentioned in the 3rd, walked in the 6th. Archer walked a couple, struck out 9. Pirates trying to win their 4th consecutive game against the Cubs. Going back to that series in late August at PNC Park, and a pop-up Marte.
There's that pitch again. Yeah, that's 92 down the middle, and Rizzo can't do much with it.
Here it is again.
Yeah,
right, John.
That's a change-up grip. And that's not a great place to leave a change-up to Rizzo. Middle in, thigh high.
Baez now with 2 outs and a man on in the 8th.
No surprise, big cut.
Neverauskas has gotten 5 outs, a 1-2-3-7. Launches this one to left. Dickerson back at the wall, and Corey Dickerson is there.
He's done it all year long. That defense in left field has been impressive for Corey Dickerson.
Another outstanding grab from the Pirates left fielder. 6-0 Pirates.
On AT&T Sportsnet is brought to you by the Chevy Silverado and your Western PA Chevy dealers. And by Levin's, the official furniture and mattress supplier to the Pittsburgh Pirates. For the best quality, service, and value, shop Levin's. Let's go Bucks!
6-0. We go to the 9th inning at Wrigley Field in Chicago. Pirates blanking the Cubs. Another outstanding pitching performance. Tyone last night. Archer tonight. Neverauskas a couple of scoreless. And here, Corey Dickerson, who just made that outstanding catch. People are finally starting to take notice. We've been talking about it all year. Heck, going back to spring training.
Yeah.
Disregarding the scouting reports that we got. We watched Dickerson perform down in Florida, and then the season got underway. We're more and more surprised by the poor scouting reports on his defense, and he singles to center field. Corey Dickerson has his 3rd hit tonight.
You know, 10th best in all of baseball in defensive runs saved is Corey Dickerson, and you know, he had a long way to go here, and that's a cement wall behind that ivy. You know, he knew where it was, but he makes it look easy. He's back there, and there's no flash. He's not trying to get on any highlight reels or anything like that. He's just out there to make plays.
.996 fielding percentage, the best among left fielders. And all those defensive metrics, including zone rating, .959, also best in the league among left fielders. As people would have suggested, if you would have suggested that this guy was Gold Glove worthy at the beginning of the year, people might have laughed at you, but the numbers bear that out. He is Gold Glove worthy, and he made it a priority. He was kind of tired of people giving him the bad rap on his defense. Worked hard at it, knows his limitations.
He works on both sides. The hitting, well, he swung and missed too much, struck out too much, so he made adjustments there.
Kevin Kramer is pinch hitting for Neverauskas. They love that guy that races for the foul balls, as you hear the cheering throughout the game. The sprint.
Now I guess we could say and just throw it out there. Oh, he doesn't walk enough, Dickerson.
So that's next on the list.
No, he's always up there hacking. He's a free swinger and a pretty good bad ball hitter.
Kramer, strikeout victim. Stephen Brault going to try and finish this up. Getting ready.
This is the time where, like, when you're at Wrigley Field, is where the fans are the worst. Everybody's gone.
Now you can hear them all.
You
the
hear
ones that are
everybody.
left.
You can hear everybody. You can hear everything.
Reyes reached bases first 3 times to the plate with a 3-run homer in the 2nd. So far, that's all the Pirates offense. That's all they've needed. Good pitching. A homer, but then a base hit in the 4th, a walk scored in the 6th inning. he draws the walk. He's on base for a 4th time in this game. Pablo Reyes having tremendous success to start his big league career. Now Kevin Newman, 1 out of 4. Infield hit in the 2nd. Newman now with 14 hits and 76 major league at-bats. Tells you how good Reyes has been. 42 big league at-bats. 15 hits. Pirate fans can smile again tonight. Looking for win number 80.
I don't know. I mean, obviously the Cubs, with their recent success, have drawn very well the last handful of years. I don't know if I've heard this
quieter crowd
quiet
regularly
the last 2 games.
Listen,
they've really had
beautiful sound.
Very little to cheer about.
Let's listen to that.
It's great. They cheered the Hamels homer yesterday. That was about it. In 2 games.
It really is a wonderful sound. It's really a pretty look, actually, isn't it?
Yeah. Everybody gone. No problem getting a ride back tonight.
Unfortunately, we will not hear "Go Cubs Go" tonight. I don't think it's not over by any stretch.
And there's nothing I'd like to see more than the Cubs in that wild card.
That would
game.
be incredible.
Thinking they had it sewed up. Probably hoping to pop the champagne and
get the rotation set for the division series.
Set up. It's okay.
It's going to be all right. Colin Moran is 2nd at bat. Again, the Cardinals will be coming in following this series. And the Brewers will be hosting the Tigers in Milwaukee. Rockies pounded the Phillies tonight 10-3, so they have taken over that 2nd wild card.
And you know, if Arizona pulls that out, they're still tied. You got a half a game separating the top 2 teams in the West, a half a game separating the top 2 teams in the Central.
On Colin Moran. Francisco Cervelli, last couple nights, doing the outstanding work behind the plate, calling and catching, and also his home run got the Pirates on the board in the 1st inning last night. They won it 5-1. And tonight he had an RBI double, a ground out that drove in a run. Last shot coming up for the Cubs. Stephen Brault try and finish up this masterpiece. here at Wrigley. Going to the bottom of the ninth, and tomorrow Pirates Cubs, Ivan Nova against Jose Quintana. 7:30 Pirates pregame presented by WB Mason. Nova makes his final start of 2018. Freddie Mercer looking around for the cameras, saying don't forget about me. Nova looks to win his 10th game and get his ERA under 4, just over 4, currently 4.01. Well, the Cubs look to rally. And Stephen Brault looks for a bounce back outing of sorts. He's been kind of out of sorts recently.
Yeah, his ERA at 4.9. The 56 walks is, I think, what's gotten Stephen into trouble. 56 walks in 86 and a third innings.
Strike on Schwarber. Control issues for Brault. Nice work for Neverauskas, one of his actually better outings as a Pirate the last 2 years. And there's a bouncer. Newman. One down. Here in the bottom of the ninth. Pirates looking for their first shutout of the Cubs this season, though. If you look at what they have done overall against Chicago, outstanding pitching is one of the big reasons, of course, why they're about to win their 9th in the 17 meetings in the season series against the Cubs. This would be their 4th straight win. Entering tonight's game, they had given up 1 run in each of the last 5 games played against Chicago. Now they lost a couple 1-0 shutouts. But still the pitching staff giving up just 1 run in each of the previous 5 games against the Cubs. And knocked down by Brault. Hard shot. 2 outs.
Took his glove off. I mean, that is some reaction from Stephen Brault. I mean, this ball was hit pretty hard, and it wasn't like he was in a position to field it. Able to turn that glove over to the backhand. Watch how quick he reacts. Man, that's pretty good stuff. That ball was hit 110 miles per hour. And was able, you don't never see a pitcher react that quickly.
Pirates have not shut out the Cubs at Wrigley Field since September 26th, 2015. Pablo Reyes giving it back to the fans out and right. High chopper. This could be a tough play. Frazier on the move, throws and raised the Jolly Roger in shutout fashion at Wrigley. What a job by the Bucks to beat the Cubs. Shut them out at Wrigley Field for the first time in almost exactly 3 years.
Boy, are they playing some good baseball. They are having fun doing it and playing the spoiler. Unfortunately, not in the race, but you know, they're competing. They're playing hard. They're making it difficult for the Cubs, and they're doing it with pitching and time.